Savannah Hernandez getting assaulted when she went up
Who
to
is
the.
that?
Okay, well, let's talk about this. Did you see this whole nonsense, Kirsha? This was about 10 days ago, 2 weeks
She
ago.
worked for
Oh, I saw
TPUSA.
this. Yeah.
Yes, and she was out, and they ended up It's a family of three. It's a husband and wife and a daughter, apparently. And the mom comes in and assaults her. The dad ends up pushing her from behind. They're blowing whistles in her ear. Straight up, this is the dad who pushed her from behind. What a fucking
I didn't
asshole.
know that in year of our Lord 2026, domestic terrorism was a family-friendly activity.
Oh, this is a big, this is very,
it's
very big.
Universal. Everyone, it's for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't help themselves, man.
They cannot. It's honestly pathetic. So she filed charges. Now we have this, came out yesterday. It says 2 people indicted in federal charges connected to the April 11th attack on the Turning Point USA Savannah reporter Savannah Hernandez in Minneapolis. Once again, Minneapolis. And we've learned a little bit more here. The guy, Chris, and his daughter, Paige, indicted by a federal grand jury for assaulting Savannah Hernandez on federal property in Minnesota. Both face up to 8 years in prison.
Fuck yeah.
And this opens up a possibility of a civil suit by Hernandez here. And this is the guy. This is the wife. Let's see.
Maybe fucking Yzma and Mr. Potato Head.
He does have strong Potato Head vibes. Yes. They kind of made the rounds, kind of saying that they were the victims here. The daughter in particular. Daughter in particular.
You can see this guy. You can see the Slav in his face there. You can see the Ostrushko. You can see this guy.
Well, let's see how he speaks.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys do get doxxed, but I don't know if you guys are getting the same type of stuff that we're getting. And it's nonstop. It's hundreds of phone calls a day. It's text
very
messages.
Very leftist.
Terrorist is sad.
It's so on brand for leftists to complain about the consequences of their own actions instead of the actions that led to the consequences.
They cry out as they strike you.
What's wrong? I didn't do anything. They just shot me for no reason. It's like, yeah, you're not going to talk about like literally everything you did that led up to this altercation.
The idea that you guys truly don't get it. Oh, really? Talk to Charlie Kirk about that. Tell me more. Tell me more about that. Tell me about the ongoing assassination attempts. You guys, we got hundreds of phone calls a day. Like, get out of here.
Political violence is completely fine unless it happens to them.
Kirsha?
I said it's time to turn the temperature down. I know as soon as you do, we'll just attack you more, but that's why I want you to do it.
Right.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're right, yeah.
Get into all of our social media accounts and contacting our friends, our neighbors, our family. The rest of our family is getting doxxed as well.
Asshole. Like what? What are we doing here?
Yes, maybe don't go up behind her and literally like watch this. This like look at this. Let's watch this in slow-mo. Literally just come on. What are you doing, asshole? Like it's right there on tape. Then he screams at her. Come on. What a joke. Savannah Hernandez came in. Says, Minneapolis update. The Hennepin County DA's office has announced they will be filing a misdemeanor charge against the guy for his assault on me in Minneapolis. However, due to insufficient evidence...
Excuse the fuck out of me here?
Yes. They're declining to bring charges against Deanna Page and Page's boyfriend, Lorenzo, who was arrested the day of the assault, for obstructing police as they were trying to arrest Page. Earlier today, a grand jury found probable cause to the federal charges against all 3 of these violent activists, and the trio will be facing federal charges. However, only the dad will be facing both state and federal charges.
Look at his crazy fucking face, dude.
That's leftism right there.
That face needs to be the meme right there for this.
That's the flag for it right there.
This is the consequences will never be the same.
We've seen this.
There's a nationalist British kid over here. I can't remember his name. It's like Young Bob, I think they call him. He was recently assaulted again.
What's young Bob do? I haven't heard of this guy before.
He's a young fella. He's like 20 years old or something like that. But he does like he's a conservative content creator, and he does debates on campuses with you know, the indoctrinated left that sort of inhabit these institutions. And he has been repeatedly attacked, had his stuff stolen, had his table trashed, and he's been physically assaulted multiple times. Again, no one gives a flying fuck because he's British. It's in the UK. Americans don't care. So it's not major news. Nothing's been done about it. It doesn't go viral on the internet. It doesn't leave nationalist circles in the UK. But he's doing really great work out there. He's basically doing what to a degree of what Kirk was doing, which was just appearing on campuses and trying to open up a conversation. And he's being physically assaulted for doing it. And that's a UK fella doing this, and just no one talks about it. It literally doesn't leave the UK because the world, as far as the UK is concerned, doesn't give a flying fuck. But that stuff that we just watched is happening here, but it's not news. It doesn't matter. It's England. Who cares? And that's kind of like the problem that we're facing at the moment. It's just like, not to fucking drag America into this and have a disparaging tone about it, but whenever something happens with America, or whenever America does something, it's world fucking news. Like Europe's talking about it, England's talking about it, Japanese are talking about it. But whenever something is happening in the UK, the source, the originators of everything, the original imperialists and the colonizers, whenever something happens here, no one gives a flying fuck. And because of that, nothing is ever rectified about it. There's no justice. There's no national global outrage that leads to the perpetrators facing justice based on mounting pressure. It's just kind of like young Bob's been hit again, and everyone's just like, ooh, well, that's not on, is it? Anyway, and then it just kind of ends there. But yeah, it's over here as well. You got leftist violence against our own political commentators who are simply, as Charlie Kirk tried to do, just opening up a dialogue, trying to have a conversation.
Mute. What you're starting to see here is a little bit of pushback for the first time. You know, this idea of potential 8 years in prison. That's a big sentence, right? Will they get it? Probably not. But the idea of that just being put in front of their faces for the first time just goes back to, this is the first time a lot of these folks are actually having to deal with accountability. And my thought when it comes to, you know, whatever's going on with, like, you know, whatever the soup du jour topic of the day is, whether it's ICE or whatever, the gerrymandering or like, things have been fucked up for a long time and things need to be corrected, right? And these people's attitude is a great example of something that's been fucked up. So they've been empowered to act like this. And for the first time of them actually seeing any sort of repercussions for their actions, they're shocked because it's been enabled by everybody. For the last little bit, and
well, we've not seen any arrests. No one's seen charges or prison time for the Luigi Mangion shooting. He's still going through trials. There's been no convictions yet. He's not in prison. He's not. No one knows what the first. Same with Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk, one of the most influential conservative voices out there, the moderate position, the ones that was between people like me and the left, because I'm far more extreme than he was. He was basically the mediator. You don't want people like all these people behind me. I'm Charlie Kirk. I'm going to have this conversation. Let's try and find a middle ground, because if we don't, they're going to come in. And what did they fucking do? They fucking shot him. They killed him. And now we're worse than we've ever been, because that was a turning point in all of our lives. It was the most radicalizing moment in, I would say, a lot of our online careers, especially politically. And what have we seen in the wake of that? We've seen conspiracy theories. We've seen Erica Kirk being dragged through the fucking mud for the sake of content by her close friends and everyone on the internet. It was supposed to be right-wing and supportive of this anyway. Irrelevant, right? We haven't seen any arrests. We haven't seen any justice. We haven't seen anyone thrown in prison. We haven't seen any actual punishment. And you know who else hasn't? The left. So what have they learned from this? We can kind of do whatever the fuck we want and get away with it.
And they can push farther. If they're not getting any repercussions, they can push even farther than what the last thing was.
Oh, like a petulant child. They will test their boundaries. How far can they go? And that's exactly what they're going to do.
Communist.
Yeah, they absolutely should have they should have had a absolute resounding, crushing hammer of justice the moment the Charlie Kirk situation happened. A precedent should have been set that this is a fucking line that you do not cross. And what did they do? It's just content for a couple of weeks and like Tyler Robinson maybe.
I would even go back further and say that like during the Summer of Love riots, all of the politicians and the celebrities who did crowdfunding to get the BLM rioters out of prison and jail or whatever the fuck, I there's a difference between them, but whatever. Like all of the fundraising to get them out of there, get them out on bail is just like you're rewarding these people for burning down the livelihoods of average citizens. I don't understand.
Oh, but BLM was unbelievably telling of that demographic, wasn't it? Because none of the actions that followed after the Derek Chauvin trying to do a lawful arrest and that fucking junkie suffering an overdose at the same time because of the stress that was being caused by his arrest, nothing that followed that was in any way an attempt to try and achieve justice on his behalf. It was just like, now we have a chance to fucking loot stuff. And you know what was even funnier about all of that? All of the charities that were set up by members of the black community, to put it lightly, because trust me, I want to use some other words here. A lot of them were fucking scams. And they bought houses out of the hood, and they siphoned it to their own bank accounts, and they bought cars, and they bought houses, and they bought all kinds of stuff. It was literally from the ground up an absolute farce. And it's ridiculous that people think these are comparable.
I agree. And what shocked me the most is like the people who set up the Black Lives Matter organization, like in 2014 or something, they were like, oh yes, we are avowed trained Marxists. And then like watching everyone else be like, yeah, we support this. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. Might I interest you in the history of the Bolsheviks? You might be interested to see what the fuck happened with their worship of Marxism there.
Oh no, I bet we could have a fun discussion on that, but I feel like this channel would not survive it.
We're not gonna go that
far. maybe we can facilitate that relationship. Do that on another day. Maybe.
I'm streaming on Rumble tomorrow, by the way.
There you go. There you go.
My debut stream on Rumble.
Let's go. Let's go. That'll be great. All right.
Should be fun.
Well, I'll tell you, this guy is certainly not happy about that. He's where are we at? Let's see. Hopefully that pulls up. Did that pull up for you guys? There you go. There he is.
Gary Brendan Fraser.
He's so mad.